Yo, it's your boy. I don't even know why I do this. Hey guys, it's Gavin. Welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're gonna be doing another video with no visuals because I don't have a screen to show you for this. So yeah, so I'm guessing you know what this is by the title. And if you watch the other videos in this kind of series, I guess, even though it's kind of the same thing, but not really. This is one of my NASCAR PowerPoints. Except I don't have any visuals for this one because I made the PowerPoint that this is based off of, I made like back in May. And this year I graduated from high school, and at my high school we had school laptops. And those school laptops had PowerPoint, which is what I used to make all of my NASCAR PowerPoints that y'all have seen. I mean, so I still have the PowerPoint. Thing is, I also have a personal laptop, but anytime it tries to boot up, it automatically wants to be like, no, I don't like working. And it also doesn't have PowerPoint on it. And I don't feel like paying $200 for like 2 seconds of PowerPoint. So, yeah. So this is what we're going to have to settle with. Don't worry, I got all the information I need for this. So, this is... I don't know how I'd really say this. It's kind of my predictions of NASCAR for 2025 mixed with if I ran NASCAR for 2025 season. So, let's get some ground rules set. So, with a Gen 7 car being introduced in 2022, it's kind of implied that we're going to have the Gen 7 car in 2025, which means Honda is here. I probably just destroyed the audio by doing that. So Honda has joined NASCAR. And it's great times. So, with a new manufacturer coming into the sport, you obviously have to ask the question, which teams go to that manufacturer? Well, I will tell you. So, the only two teams that change manufacturer are the two teams that go to Honda, and those are Stewart Haas Racing and Chip Ganassi Racing. Okay. So, first thing is, I'm going to say this now. I don't know why I said that, but so first, the points system, the way it is it stays the same. Don't feel like messing with it. It's fine, whatever. Point system stays the same. You get playoff points for finishing top 10 points or top 10 positions at the end of a stage. And playoff points carry through the rounds of the playoffs and blah, blah, blah. You get it. So points stay the same. So we got some new rules coming to this season. So new rules is there are no more stage cautions. Me and my almighty geniusness when it comes to sports. It's kind of obvious that racing is better without the stage cautions. So getting rid of stage cautions. Still have stage winners and people who finish in positions at the end of a stage, but there will not be a caution at the end of the stage. They will still wave the green and white checkered flag to let the drivers know the stage has ended, but they will still continue racing. Okay, so the 4-car rule has been abolished. So now teams can have up to 5 cars once again. There will be more midweek races, and I don't know if I could say more. There's midweek races. There's going to be a couple from here and there. Maybe like 2 or 3 throughout the season. and we're gonna have one or two, we're gonna have more double headers. The round of 16 and the round of 12 will now have 4 races instead of 3, changing the playoffs from 10 races to 14 races. Yes, that is correct. Math is correct. Now, in the Cup Series, there are 3 tracks that have returned after not being in the Cup Series for a long time, and there are 2 tracks that are now new to the Cup Series. So now gets the part that you've been waiting for. Probably, maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. So now we get to where the drivers go. And like I've said, this was made in May, a little after the Larson incident and before any big announcements were made. So this was before Levine Family Racing was sold, before Germain Racing said that they were looking for a buyer, before it was announced that Christopher Bell was going to the 20, before Almirola and Keselowski signed their extensions, and just stuff like that. So take that into consideration. Alright, so now we get into where the drivers go. So, JGR, aka Joe Gibbs Racing, stays with Toyota, and driving the number 11 is going to be Eric Jones. I probably should say this. Recently I decided that I was going to make this video. It is currently September 6th. So, yeah, it's been like 4 months. This video is being made 4 months later than it was supposed to. So, yeah, that's great. So, yeah. And I made a couple tweaks here and there. Actually, I'll say what I was about to say in a second. Kyle Busch stays in the 18, obviously. Martin Truex Jr. stays in the 19. Christopher Bell goes to the 20. And this is where things get interesting, because this was in like March or May that I made this. So I didn't have all the information that we now have. So in this universe, Joe Gibbs Racing bought Levine Family Racing, making Joe Gibbs Racing from a 4-car team to a 5-car team. And driving the number 95, the final car for Joe Gibbs Racing, is Harrison Burton. And the one thing I was going to say, one of the small tweaks I made was I swapped Eric Jones and Christopher Bell, because I originally had Eric Jones in the 20 and Bell in the 11, but I swapped them because we all know now that starting in 2021, Christopher Bell is going to drive the 20, and we don't know where Eric Jones is going, but in this universe, after Hamlin retired, Joe Gibbs Racing brings Jones back to drive the 11. Alright, so moving on to our first of the 2 Honda teams that we now have. Stewart-Haas Racing. Driving the number 4 is Kyle Larson. Driving the number 10 is Eric Almirola. Driving the number 14 is Chase Briscoe. And driving the 41 is Cole Custer. I forgot to write down who's a rookie and who's not. Probably should have done that. So, in this universe, at the end of the 2020 season, Clint Boyer retired. And starting in 2021, Larson moved to the 14. And I can't remember what season it is in this made-up universe. But I think in 2023, Hamlin retires, and they move Larson up to the 4, and starting in 2024, Chase Briscoe goes to the 14. So moving to Penske, driving the number 2 is Austin Cindric. And the 12 is Ryan Blaney, and in the 22 is Joey Logano. You may be wondering where Keselowski is. Once again, I say this for the third time. This was before we have all the information we have now. This was like back in March, April, or May. So around that time frame. So just bear with me. All right. So moving on to our second Honda team, we are now at Chip Ganassi Racing, and the number 1 is still Kurt Busch in his final season. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is Martin Truex Jr.'s final season as well. So Martin Truex Jr. and Kurt Busch are both in their final season, and I think we have maybe 1 or 2 more drivers in their final season. Actually, now I'm looking through it, I think those are the only 2 in their final season. So, yeah. And then the 42 is Ross Chastain. Moving on to our first Chevy team, going to Hendrick Motorsports. Hendrick Motorsports is now a 5-car team. And the number 5, we have Noah Gragson. He moves up from Xfinity in like 2023 or something like that. I don't know. And the number 9 is still Chase Elliott. And the 24 is William Byron. And the 48 is Brad Keselowski. Once again, this was made in March, April, or May, so shush. And this was back when people still had the rumor that Keselowski was going to go to the 48. And I thought, you know what, that kind of makes sense. So yeah, Keselowski goes 48, and Bowman is in the 88. Moving on to Roush Fenway Racing. In the number 6, we have Ben Rhodes after Ryan Newman retired. And the number 17 is Chris Buescher. Moving on to Richard Childress Racing. And the number 3, we have Austin Dillon. Oh, I should probably say this. Richard Childress Racing is now a 5-car team. Don't ask me how this happened. In this universe, RCR just started winning a lot. So, yeah. Just take that in consideration. So, number 3 is Austin Dillon. Number 8 is Tyler Reddick. Number 29 is Kaz Gralla. 31 is Ty Dillon. And number 39 is Anthony Alfredo. So, moving on to Wood Brothers. The number 21 is Matt DiBenedetto. Moving on to JTG Doherty Racing. And the 37 is Ryan Preece. And the 47 is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Because, yes. Moving on to Richard Petty Motorsports, which is now a Toyota team. Driving number 43 is Bubba Wallace. So that's drivers, and it's only 14 minutes into the video, and we've just gotten done with drivers. God, I take forever when it comes to recording these videos. I don't know why. Alright, so next on the schedule is the season itself. So I'm just going to say the name of the race and who won, obviously. So for the Clash, it's still the tri-oval, no road course, because once again, this was in March. So the winner of the Clash in 2025 is Joey Logano. Moving on to the Daytona 500. The Daytona 500 is won by Alex Bowman. The Pennzoil 400 at Las Vegas is won by Logano. The Auto Club 400 is won by Bowman. So first 4, I guess, ish races won by 2 drivers. Then we go to Phoenix for the Ticket Guardian 500, which is won by Kyle Busch. Then we go down to the state that is a giant peach. We go to Georgia for the Volkswagen Quick Trip 500 at Atlanta, which is won by Chase Elliott. Then we go down a state to we go to Florida for the Dixie Vodka 400 at Homestead, which is won by Kyle Larson. I should say this now. The races, I should have said this earlier. The races and the race winners were determined by statistics at these tracks. Some of them weren't because they haven't been in the Cup Series in a while, and none of the drivers here have raced there. So for some of the tracks, I use statistics for other tracks. Just keep that in mind. So after Homestead, we go to our first track that is returning to NASCAR. We go to North Wilkesboro in North Carolina for the O'Reilly Auto Parts 400 we got to North Wilkesboro for the North Wilkesboro doubleheader. The first race is the O'Reilly Auto Parts 400, which is won by Brad Keselowski. And then on Sunday, we have the Money Lion 350, which is won by Ryan Blaney. Then we go to Tennessee for the Food City 500, which is won by Chase Elliott. After Bristol, we head to Virginia for the Toyota Owners 400 at Richmond, which is won by Joey Logano. Then we head to Alabama for the Hooters 500, which is won by Chase Elliott. After Talladega, we head up to Delaware for the Dover Gander RV 400, which is won by Kyle Larson. After Dover, we head to Martinsville for the STP 500, which is won by Kyle Busch. Now it's time for the All-Star race, which now takes place at Eldora. And the winner of the All-Star race is Christopher Bell. Oh yeah, the wild card system is in play. I forget how isn't it the winners of... No, actually. I forget how the wild card system works, but wild card system is in play. Y'all can go back and reference it. I don't exactly remember how it works. Alright. So, after the All-Star race, we go to Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600, which is won by Joe Logano for Memorial Day. After Memorial Day weekend, I cannot speak today. We head to Kansas for the Digital Ally 400, which is won by Alex Bowman. Then we head to Michigan for the Firekeepers Casino 400, which is won by Chase Elliott. Then we head to California for the Sonoma Toyota Save Mart 350, which is won by Eric Jones. Then we head to Illinois for the Chicagoland Camping World 400, which is won by Kyle Larson. Then we go to Pennsylvania for the Pocono doubleheader. The first race, the Kids Free 325, is won by Eric Jones. Second race, the Organics 350, is won by William Byron. Now it is July 4th weekend. We go to Indianapolis for the Brickyard 400. And surprisingly, I'm going to make this up because I want it to happen. It is a good race. That's all I wanted to say. And it is won by Joey Logano. Sometimes all you just want is a good race. Then we go to Kentucky to race at, guess what? The Kentucky Motor Speedway. We go to Kentucky for the Quaker State 400, which is won by Cole Custer. Then we head to New Hampshire for the Foxwoods Resort Casino 301, which is won by Martin Truex Jr. Then we come back to Michigan for the Consumers Energy 400, which is won by Kyle Larson. I just realized he's winning a lot in this. I'm not trying to be biased, I swear. Alright, then we go to our second and last. Actually, we go to our second road course. We go to Watkins Glen for the Go Bowling at the Glen. 325, 75, I don't know. I didn't put the number. And it is won by Eric Jones. Go back up to Delaware for the Dover Dryden 400, which is won by Chase Elliott. Now it is the final race of the regular season. We go to Daytona for the Coke Zero Sugar 400, which is won by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Alright, so after the regular season, your playoff grid, your playoff drivers are the 88 of Alex Bowman, the 22 of Joey Logano, the 18 of Kyle Busch, the 9 of Chase Elliott, the 4 of Kyle Larson, the 48 of Brad Keselowski, the 12 of Ryan Blaney, the 11 of Eric Jones, the 24 of William Byron, the 19 of Martin Truex Jr., the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the 20 of Christopher Bell, the 8 of Tyler Reddick, the 41 of Cole Custer, the 3 of Austin Dillon, and the 1 of Kurt Busch. And your 2 wild cards are Anthony Alfredo in the 39 and Chris Buescher in the 17. So now we move to the round of 18, which round of 16's 4 races are Darlington, Richmond, Iowa, and Bristol. So, it's Labor Day weekend. We go to Darlington. You see all the throwback paint schemes. It's beautiful and amazing, like this race usually is. So, it's a Cookout Southern 500, and it is won by Kyle Larson. Interesting. And after Darlington, we head to Virginia for the second race at Richmond, which is the Federated Auto Parts 400, which is won by Kyle Busch. Then after Richmond, we head to Iowa for the first ever Cup Series race at Iowa. So we head to Iowa for the Allsco 400, which is won by Christopher Bell. And after Iowa, we head back to Tennessee for the Bristol Bass Pro Shops NRA night race, which is won by Matt DiBenedetto. So after the 4 races of the round of 16, the 12 drivers that make it to the round of 12 are the 4 of Kyle Larson, the 18 of Kyle Busch, the 20 of Christopher Bell, I cannot read today, the 22 of Joey Logano, the 9 of Chase Elliott, the 12 of Ryan Blaney, the 48 of Brad Keselowski, the 41 of Cole Custer, the 24 of William Byron, the 8 of Tyler Reddick, the 3 of Austin Dillon, and the 11 of Cole. The 11 of Eric Jones. Once again, I still can't read. Alright, so that means the 4 drivers that were eliminated were Alex Bowman, Martin Truex Jr., Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Kurt Busch. So, move on to the round of 12, which has 4 races at Las Vegas, Talladega, the Nashville Fairgrounds, and the Charlotte Roval. Nashville Fairgrounds is back on the schedule. So, Las Vegas is the home of the South Point 400, which is won by Ryan Blaney. After Las Vegas, we head back to Alabama for the Talladega 1000bulbs.com 500, which is won by Eric Jones. So now we head back to Tennessee, but not for Bristol, for the Nashville Fairgrounds. Its first race in NASCAR since forever ago, and it is home of the Great Clips 500, which is won by Kyle Busch. Then we go to the final race of the round of 12. We go to the Bank of America Roval 400 at Charlotte, and it is won by Alex Bowman. So after the 4 races of the round of 12, the 8 drivers that move on are the 12 of Ryan Blaney, the 11 of Eric Jones, the 18 of Kyle Busch, the 20 of Christopher Bell, the 4 of Kyle Larson, the 48 of Brad Keselowski, the 9 of Chase Elliott, and the 22 of Joey Logano. Which means the 4 drivers that were eliminated were Tyler Reddick in the 8, the 3 of Austin Dillon, the 41 of Cole Custer, and the 24 of William Byron. Alright, so the round of 8 consists... Well, the round of 8 consists of Rockingham finally being put back on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule, Texas, and Martinsville. So we go to Rockingham for the Hollywood Casino 400, which is won by Kyle Larson. Now after Rockingham, we go to Texas for the AAA Texas 500, which is won by Eric Jones. After Texas, we head back to Virginia for the Martinsville Xfinity 500, which is won by Brad Keselowski. So, the end of the round of 8, after the round of 8, your final 4 are the 4 of Kyle Larson, the 11 of Eric Jones, the 48 of Brad Keselowski, and the 18 of Kyle Busch. Then, the round of 4, its only race is the championship race, which is the Ford EcoBoost 400 at Phoenix. And, I don't know what to do. And the winner at Phoenix is Kyle Busch, meaning your 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champion is Kyle Busch. So, in Honda's first season, Honda had one car make it to the Final Four. So good on Honda. There were also 2 Toyotas and 1 Chevy. Ford didn't do too well. I think the best Ford driver was Ryan Blaney. Interesting. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching, and if y'all want to see more stuff like this, let me know, and I'll see you guys later.